Fossett Show brought to you by the B.B. Comer Alumni Association. B.B. Comer for the third week in a row, ranked number 1 in Class 2A. And it was a showdown between two 2A powers last week at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga on a Thursday night. All eyes were on B.B. Comer ranked number 1 and Vincent ranked number 6. And it wasn't competitive very long. Coach, good morning.
Good morning. Man, we came out and played well. Played good football last Thursday, and just, to come out and get a stop early and then take the ball down the field and score. And you score the first 5 times you touch the ball, don't give up a score. So just played well in all facets of the game, offense, defense, special teams. Just impressed with some of our guys, impressed with some guys that you don't normally hear. De'Arian Riley, freshman for us, caught a touchdown, and he's been improving and playing well. And then we have a freshman, Christian Jemison, on the defensive side that stepped up and played well for us. So, and again, that's pressure from you gotta raise your standard because you're out there playing with seniors. So those guys stepped up, had a lot of other guys play well, and I thought Devin threw the ball well and ran the ball well, made good decisions, and we were able to pull away with a win.
Devin Harvey, the senior quarterback at B.B. Comer, was able to throw the ball effectively, and that's something you've been working on all season.
Yeah, he threw the ball pretty well. The difference in 2 weeks, because at Ranburne just didn't throw the ball well at all. Overthrew, underthrew, made some bad reads, and then last week he's I think totals was 8 of 11 for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then he rushed for 2 touchdowns. He threw for a 2-point conversion and rushed for a 2-point conversion. So he put it all together for a complete game last week, and he's getting better. Like he takes it to heart when he has a bad game. He's going to take it to heart and work on it to get better.
Well, you had the H&H combination, Harris and Harvey, and Harris had a great game offensively and defensively.
Yeah, definitely. He played well. Had some big runs for us. Had some good runs. Made some tackles and did some good things on both sides of the ball. So, he's got more yards this year than he had last year. He's already got 12 or 13 touchdowns. So, even with us being able to spread the ball around, he's still getting plenty of carries and plenty of yards. And honestly, it's a good thing because we're looking long term. We would love to play for 10 more weeks. So for us to be successful, everybody has to be healthy, and not having to have him carry the ball 25 times a game helps keep him healthy. When he does carry the ball, he's getting positive yards and he's knocking it off at a big clip. I don't know what his average per carry is, but I would say it's well over 4 or 5 yards a carry. And he's almost at 1,000 yards rushing with 13 touchdowns. So he's doing very, very well on the offensive side. Defensively, he's making tackles. He's probably 8 to 12 tackles a game, and doing things well. So the sky's the limit for him, obviously, on either side of the ball.
Defensively, B.B. Comer throws a shutout, and Vincent's no slouch. They've been scoring a lot of points. They had their starting quarterback who had been hurt. He came back Friday night, but B.B. Comer defensively just had their number all night.
Yeah, defensively we swarmed to the ball, and that's something that we've been working on is getting 11 hats to the ball, and we hadn't done a good job of that in the past couple of weeks. But just getting to the ball, making tackles, wrapping up, and being disciplined. I mean, that was the ultimate thing, is to be disciplined. You do your job, don't try to do too much. Everybody has their own job on the field, no matter what side of the ball you're on. And defensively, we just had to make sure that we understood what our role was.
Did you feel coming out of the dressing room for the kickoff, did you feel like that, hey, our guys are ready to go tonight?
Yeah, I felt like we were ready to go. I felt like we were locked in and ready, and our guys are Our guys enjoy being able to play at home, obviously, but just the
huge crowd.
Yeah, just the atmosphere when we walked out, and the noise and the fans that were down on the field for the run through and like that, all of that atmosphere really builds up. So our guys were ready for it. I think our guys, because of last year, our older guys didn't get caught up in the televised part and the big game and the top 10 matchup and all that other stuff. They showed up and played. So I think our experience in playing in big games has helped us out last week in the fact that it just didn't get too big. The stage didn't get too big. We wanted to show up and play football, and that's what we did.
Now, it's a statewide televised broadcast last Thursday night. A lot of eyes on the B.B. Comer football program, and a lot of people got to see just how good this B.B. Comer Tiger football team can be.
Yeah, I've received some calls throughout the state from different people that I know, and just telling us, hey, you guys look good. I think you guys have a chance to go back, and things like that. But we tell our guys this too. When you guys are focused and do what you got to do, you're pretty darn good. Mm-hmm. So we've got to be able to stay like that, though. We've got to be able to stay focused. We got to be able to stay humble and not get caught up in rankings and not get caught up in the hoopla, so to speak. From a standpoint of an alumni, from the standpoint of a fan, and somebody from the community, it's a great thing. It's good. It's good coffee talk. It's good. It's a lot of good to be able to bring just the attention to the school and things like that. And I appreciate that. But it's kind of like on homecoming. Homecoming is really kind of for everybody else, because if we don't perform on Friday night at homecoming, everybody's sad at the end of it. So we still have to put on a production, and we have to put on a production every week. We have to practice well during the week and prepare every week. And at the end of all this, if we do what we're supposed to do at the end of all this, hopefully we're still standing where we are right now.
B.B. Comer 5-0 on the season, ranked number 1 in Class 2A, and 12 seniors on this team. You talked about this year, even last year, you talked about this year's team, and these 12 seniors are going to be stepping off the stage at some point. Mm-hmm. But encouraging news is you've got some young kids that's coming up that's really making a difference.
We do. We've got some young guys coming up that are playing well. We've got a little junior group that's going to be tough and be able to be some leaders for us. And excuse me. And we've had even that junior class, like Michael Kirksey has really stepped up and played well lately. And he's been, early on in the season, he was kind of a question mark for us. Mm-hmm. Because can we trust you? Can we put you in there and play you? So he stepped up and played well. Rayleon Sims and Richard Weed are definitely leaders in that junior class. So those guys are seeing, hey, we've got another year and we can continue this thing going. So the big thing for us is we've got to develop some linemen coming up. If you look at my starting offensive line right now, you're starting 4 seniors and a sophomore. Yeah. So that's a glaring thing coming up in the future. But we have some young guys that could fill those spots, and Jacorian Borden, Tylen Parrish are kids that could fill those spots, and we're tough on them. Like it's, Tylen sometimes he's like, you're so tough on me. That's because you got to play next year. Mm-hmm. Those guys have to get better. They have to improve and continue to get better for us. Jacob Swain is a freshman that's come in for us that was not with us last year, and he's learning the system and getting more snaps and understanding a lot better. So we've got those guys. Obviously, Christian Jemison, De'Aaron Riley are going to be mainstays for us. They're freshmen, so they'll have 3 more years. And those two are learning, trial by fire. They're learning the tough way. So they get thrown in there, and at practice, the seniors, they stay on them and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Turn the clock back a year. You're coming off a scintillating, dramatic win over Vincent. you go on the road to Anniston to take on Sachs, and you said it numerous times, we didn't even get off the bus. Well, you got Sachs coming to town tomorrow night, and that's something that's kind of stayed with you for a year, hasn't it?
It has. You know, I'm one of those coaches that, you know, if we go out and play our best game and it's not enough, then hey, I can work with that. But when we go out and just don't play and have no emotions, no effort, no energy, that sticks with me, and that's what happened last year. We got off the bus, but we didn't get off the bus, and for us to come off such a high, and then just lay an egg literally because we got shut out. That was tough, you know, and it was a game that as a coaching staff going into it, we felt like we could compete and possibly win that game. So we wanted to, go and compete. That's the goal when you line up, when they turn the lights and the scoreboard on, you know. So we do, and I've brought that up all week as far as being focused, as far as it's a non-region week, but it's still a game, and they still keep score. And
Childersburg beat Sachs last week, and what kind of team has Sachs got this year?
Sachs is struggling right now, and as crazy as it sounds, they could be a very dangerous team that's sitting at 0-5. They've got athletic ability. They have size. Quarterback is a big kid, runs hard, throws the ball well. He's a freshman. He can throw the ball 60 yards. I mean, he can spin it when he wants to. So, but they've got new coaching staff, new head coach, and I think they're just trying to figure everything out. And I think once they figure everything out, they'll be okay. But we've got to play well. We got to come in and play. You know, you can't just kind of sleep on them. And then again, you have to play the psychology game, because the advantage I have is, hey, y'all didn't play well last year. You got beat. The disadvantage I have is Childersburg just beat them, and we beat Childersburg. So in a 16-year-old's mind is, well, a team we beat just beat them, so they can't be that good. Well, no, they can be that good. So, you have to go back to on paper, we're supposed to win, but we don't play on paper.
Before we go this morning, the last several years, B.B. Comer's had a lot of press, this year included. Got microphones everywhere. You got TV, you got radio, you got print media, you got moms and dads. And how are you keeping this team balanced, grounded?
We talk about it a lot. I talk about it, especially with the older guys. And one thing, I think our older guys just kind of just keep on going. They aren't fans of the camera when it comes down to interviews. They love the camera. Excuse me. They love the camera when it's plays, and things like that. But I think it's just being able to stay focused and being able to continue to move forward. These guys have a goal, and we got to a point last year that we hadn't been in a long time, and these kids had never been, and I had never been. And we got there and felt what it was like, and we kind of liked it up until the very last second of the game. And the focus now is, hey, we got a chance. Let's go back and do that again and change that last outcome. So that's our goal.
Yeah, and it's a big night tomorrow night, special night for the alums and all that kind of stuff. And B.B. Comer is a heavy favorite over Sachs, and this is one of those games that can grab you if you're not careful.
It can. It's one of those games that'll make you nervous. So, and then we have, so with county schools, we have a half day tomorrow, and we're out Monday and all other stuff for race weekend. So, as soon as we're done at 12 o'clock tomorrow, those guys are with me. They don't go home. They don't leave.
Imagine that.
We're not going anywhere. So I'll have those guys from 12 to 3, and we'll do pregame meal at 3, and then get into our regular schedule. But we have to be calculated in everything that we do to make sure that they are focused and locked in, and you lean heavily on your seniors. I lean heavily on Devin Harvey and some of those other guys, Alex Cunningham, Noah Wimmers of the world. I'll call them in and say, hey, this ain't it. We better get it fixed. And then I get 3 yes sirs, and they walk out the door and they get it fixed. So, but I lean heavily on them, and looking forward to another game. And it seems like these days are rolling pretty quick.
Yeah.
It seems like we just played, now we're playing again. So. And the season's rolling by. Like, this is the midpoint of the season.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We were just playing Dadeville in the exhausting heat.
No doubt about it. Coach Adam Fossett, head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer, as B.B. Comer hosts Sacks tomorrow night, kick 7 o'clock. Tickets, I guess, set up the same way, right?
Same way, GoFan and on site. On site is at the main gate over by the home concession stand.
All right. Sacks Wildcats in town tomorrow night. B.B. Comer hosting Sacks. B.B. Comer ranked number 1 in the state in Class 2A. Coach Adam Fossett Show brought to you by the B.B. Comer Alumni Association. We've got more Daybreak just ahead.